How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Candace Owens' GoFundMe account being suspended and the campaign that she was raising money for being totally terminated. Now, there is a whole lot to quote unquote unpack here, as the cool kids would say. We got to talk about what this campaign was for, why she was raising money, and also why the campaign got suspended as well as her account. That's two different things. Then we got to talk about the general hatred, the unwarranted hatred and vitriol and jealousy and envy that Candace Owens gets from white liberals, black liberals, and also some black conservatives. But let's start with this whole kerfuffle with the campaign and what happened there. Now, a restaurant in Birmingham, Alabama called Parkside Cafe got into some hot water because of what the owner said in a private text message. He texted, I think it might have been the co-owner of the spot, about George Floyd and this whole thing that was going on. And our place said text on the screen before you. All that he was saying was, look, George Floyd was a thug. Did he deserve to die? No, he didn't. But honoring him is disgraceful. Honoring him is irresponsible. And I don't see anything wrong with that. That's 100% facts. That's all facts, okay? George Floyd was a thug. George Floyd did not live an honorable life, all right? There's records of this. There's documentation of that. And if you want to see it, I'll link it in the box. You know, beating pregnant ladies in the head, to ransack the crib, home invasion, finding drugs and guns, or trying to find drugs and guns, okay? When he died, he was on drugs. When they called 911 on him, they said he might have been high on drugs. Methamphetamine, fentanyl. That does not mean he deserved to die. Everybody says that. However, if he were not living that kind of life, then maybe, just maybe, he would not be in that predicament to begin with. That's all that he was saying. And that echoes the sentiments that Candace Owens had in the now viral video. And if you've not seen that, I'll place that in the box as well. That's what she was saying. And for that video, she got a ton of hatred, but also a ton of support on the low. You know, she was saying on social media that she was getting all kind of messages from people, all kind of celebrities, football players, basketball players, politicians and whatnot. They're saying, hey, I agree with you. You're right on point, but I can't say that publicly because I would be, what the cool kids say, canceled. I would lose my job. I'll lose my position. All right. So that's that. Now, as a result of his statement, you had 3 people that quit. They were laying basically all over the internet. So Candace was like, okay, you guys are dealing with the virus. Now you're dealing with this. I'll start a campaign to raise money for you. Now that money that was raised for Parkside Cafe will go to them, but they won't be able to raise any more, at least not on GoFundMe. And they gave Candace, you know, kind of a generic email talking about we don't tolerate any kind of hatred or bigotry or whatnot. Just kind of a generic thing you always get when something like that happened from the company. But then they put out a statement, and I'll place that on the screen before you. It reads, GoFundMe has suspended the account associated with Candace Owens and, keyword, and the GoFundMe campaign has been removed because of a repeated pattern of inflammatory statements that spread hate, discrimination, intolerance, and falsehoods against the Black community at a time of profound national crisis. These actions violate our terms of service. Now, let's pause right there for a moment. GoFundMe, I can bet pretty much every dollar in my pocket that this company is over in Silicon Valley, California, with a bunch of white and Asian liberals in there working. Okay, this is a tech company. So who is saying that GoFundMe speaks for the Black community? Or they could say a thing like that. The CEO is not a Black person. So who's making this statement about, oh, but you're targeting the Black community, it's intolerant? Says who? Says mostly white and Asian company called GoFundMe. I mean, this is ridiculous. Candace Owens said nothing wrong. I stand with her 100%. Okay, if you hate on her, you got to examine yourself. Are you a liberal? If that's so, that makes sense. You hate on me too because of what I say, because I'm a conservative. Are you conservative? What are you really mad about? Are you mad at what she said? Was it false? Like, that's one thing I've always been asking ever since this whole thing happened. People are mad, you know, Black liberals, Black conservatives. Oh, she shouldn't have said that. Why? Is it the wrong time to say it? Well, when is the right time to say it? The time is right now. No, he did not deserve to die. That's what we've all said. We think that this guy, Chauvin, was doing something wrong and he should face the consequences for it. Everybody says that. But don't honor this man, George Floyd, as some kind of hero as some kind of martyr. He is not a hero. He is not a martyr because of the way he lived his life. Okay, people don't understand when you do stuff like that. You got kids watching this. You got some young adults that are still developing in their mind watching this, and they're saying, hey, rather than being the cool kid that just gets good grades and goes to school and does something well with his life, I can be out here doing whatever I want to do, engaging in crime, engaging in violence. And if I get killed by a police officer, I'll be a martyr. I'll be the coolest person. Okay. Or if I engage in crime in general, I'll be treated better. This is a thing that goes far beyond George Floyd. Okay. This is far beyond just right now today. This is a general thing that happens in the black community. This is why Candace Owens was forceful in her speech and correct in her speech. All right. Here's a prime example that most of us in the black community know about. Whether we want to admit it or not, we know about it. Let's say, like, I'm from Virginia, right? I go to college in California. After I come back for 4 years of college to Virginia, what's the general reception from my friends and family? Hey, welcome back. What you gonna do? It's not really a bunch of fanfare. It's not really a big deal. But let's say I shoot somebody, maybe even kill them. I do 7, 8, 9, 10 years in the penitentiary. I come home. It's a big party. Everybody drinking, smoking, carrying on. They got, dancers, all kind of stuff for me. A car, some money, jewelry, clothes. Why is it a big fanfare for a guy that did wrong that comes home? Now, I'm not saying he can't change, but what's up with the change? Like, why celebrate a person that was doing wrong for coming home from serving his time more than we celebrate a person who has gone out and accomplished a lot for himself, who has gained skill, who has gained education, who is on the right track? Where's the encouragement for the guy doing right versus the guy doing wrong? Okay, this is a thing that we see in the black community all the time. The dope boy, the jack boy, this guy is a cool guy. He has all the girls, but the guy that's doing something different, he's not. And then they wonder why a lot of the people that are doing the right thing tend to leave the black community. That's why we have the brain drain. We're not accepted. A lot of times we're not tolerated at all. We're just kind of like used, abused, or whatever, but the guy that is doing the wrong thing is celebrated. One thing that Candace said, it might have been in that video or a different video, she was saying how, I think it was Thomas Massey wrote in this book, that in the black community, we do a thing that's unique from other communities. We uplift those of us that are on the lowest of the low. The people that are scamming, robbing, stealing, shooting, killing, we uplift them from a low place to a high place. We treat them as martyrs. We treat them as our saints, our guides, our leaders. But white folks, Hispanics, everybody, they don't do that. Matter of fact, once you go around white people, they have a name for that. It's called poor white trash. We treat our poor white trash, or our version of it, like royalty. Nobody else really does that. And that was the central thing that she said. Most people in the black community, if they're being honest, know that to be true. But people get their feelings hurt because they don't want to hear it. That goes for black liberals, black conservatives, and then other races that are being mad on behalf of black people, thinking that the outrage and the anger that you see among us towards Candace is how it is. But the reality is that more people think like Candace. They think like me. They think like Brandon Tatum. They think like everybody else is out here saying how we feel. But the problem is that there's less people that are vocal. That's why we have, some success, because we're real people and we're saying things people can identify with. Not just white, not just everybody can identify with reality. We all can identify with the truth. People are turning off the TV, they're cutting the cord because they're not pushing the truth. They're not telling you the reality of what's going on. Now, people might get their feelings hurt. Some black conservatives, might get their feelings hurt, but so what? Suck it up. You're not going to lose people on the right. That's why I also hear that. Oh, she's saying things going to make us lose people. You're not going to lose anybody on the right by saying stuff like that, because people that are kind of on the fence, black folks now that are kind of on the fence between liberal, conservative, if they're leaning more towards the right, they want to hear something real. They're tired of hearing the fake stuff from Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, whatever his name is, Barack Obama. They're tired of hearing the fake stuff. They're tired of hearing about Joe Biden being the friend to the black community when he wrote the 94 crime bill, when he was against integration, when he got on TV and said, if you don't vote with Joe Biden, you ain't black. We're tired of hearing that stuff. We're tired of getting disrespected, lied to, treated like children. And we want to hear something that's real. So if you're out here trying to push fake things or trying to obfuscate things or trying to hide things, that is not going to work. People that are going to join the right want to be told the truth. And I'm not a liar. I don't know about anybody else out there, but I'm not a liar. Okay, I'm not a liar. I'm not a hater. Ain't none of that. So if it mattered what Candace Owens said, observe yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Are you a liar? Are you a hater? I'm not. What about you? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Candace Owens said the right thing in her talk? Do you think that GoFundMe was incorrect to suspend her account and suspend her campaign? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know why in the comments below. Or am I wrong here? Am I totally off base? Should I be a liar? Should I obfuscate things? Should I not tell the reality of the black community to try and police people? I thought that I came over here to get away from the lies, to get away from the falsehoods, to get away from all sugarcoating and all kind of stuff like that, to get sold a bill of goods that ain't worth nothing. I thought I left the left for that reason. I don't want to be over here and get lied to some more. Give me some real truth. Okay, if your feelings are hurt, then you might not be in the best. Politics is not a place for, it's not a safe space. You understand? It's not a safe space. If your feelings are hurt, then that's a you problem. If Candace Owens lied, then you might have a point, but she did not lie. That is all that matters. The delivery and stuff like that, that's how you feel. What really matters is the truth. And all of us that support Candace, that say what we say, which is similar to her, we stand in truth. And the truth defends itself. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.